Gotcha. Okay. It should show me anyway.
Oh,
That's
there you
fine.
go. We're live streamed. We're good.
Oh, you're looking at it?
Yep, just pulled
Okay.
up. I'm not
All
looking
right.
at it, but it's up.
I just got
Okay.
a thing that said we are now live.
All
Yep,
right. Perfect.
Got it.
Okay. There we are. All right. Let's get the intro and get
let's do
going.
it. All
All
right.
right.
Hey everybody, this is 80s music video and fashion model Lori Tucker, and you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s with your awesome hosts, DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So guys, take it away. Take it, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
Hey, I'm in DC.
DC, how's your week been, brother?
Hey, busy as usual. But we're almost at fall break, so
We're getting there.
the kids are ready for it, and I am too.
Yeah, we're getting there quick, man. I want to ask a question,
Right.
though. How much
Yeah.
did that promo cost us? Because, she said we were amazing hosts. I mean, we had to pay her a lot for
You
that.
darn right. By the way, that's Lori Tucker. She was one of the models in Hot for Teacher, the original video for Van Halen, and we've interviewed her, and she's great. And we appreciate
Amazing.
Lori doing that for us.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hey, speaking of amazing, we've got some amazing guests on tonight.
Yes, sir.
So without further ado, I'm going to throw it over to you, and let's do the introductions. We'll get this one and get another.
Yeah. We are honored to have Dan Gorman and Tyler Morris with us from Cathedral, and they are Van Halen Tribute. And we were talking with Dan, and these guys kind of are out of the Boston and Massachusetts area. And we appreciate them taking a little time with us tonight, talking some Van Halen with us. Guys, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having us. And I'm a huge fan of Nashville. I'm there myself maybe 4 or 5 times a year. I'll probably be there in a few weeks for the CMAs actually. So maybe one day we'll be based out of there.
There you go. Fantastic.
And when you come in, just let us know, and DC will buy us all breakfast.
I end up doing that sometimes anyway, with a little bit of competition that we have around for us. But we'd love to eventually meet some of you guys for sure.
The competition is definitely jumping my way. So
right, it is. We'll let them decide tonight and see where we're at with it.
A little later in the show, we'll jump right into that a little later in the show.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's always doing that.
Nice
job. He's always doing that.
I'm innocent over here.
Guys, I need to ask this first and foremost. Where did the idea come to start the band, and why the Van Halen Tribute? Deciding on that.
Yeah. So I was the one who originally started the band 2018, and I was my own like a solo guitar player. I had 4 records out, and was kind of known for my instrumental work. I had been touring with Steve Vai and Yngwie Malmsteen and that kind of a crowd, but I was always into Van Halen. And one day I kind of I was at the time making more blues-based records, and it was maybe 2017, 2018, and I never really got an opportunity to play this to play this Van Halen music out there, even though I was doing videos and such for Vintage Guitar Magazine or Guitar World, and they would ask me here and there, hey, do a video for Eddie Van Halen's birthday. And what I noticed was every time I did a video, it would be like 200, 300,000 views on that video. But then I released something of my original music, and there wasn't nearly that many views, or occasionally, but not consistently. So what happened was I had seen my friend Joe Bonamassa do the Three Kings tour, and I saw the band get the let out. And I saw these various projects where they would tribute acts, but they wouldn't wear the wigs, and they would just be about getting as close to the sound and, more importantly for me, the live experience.
Yeah.
So I had seen Van Halen 3 times in 2012 and 2 times 2015. And for me, I did a quick YouTube search, and there were people out there tributing it, but for me, it wasn't the same experience as seeing the actual band. It was more, recreating the stage antics and stuff, which is
Sure.
cool too. So I kind of wanted to blend a little bit of the both, but focus more on how would they play the song live and all that. So that's how I started the idea. And at first, it was one of these things where, hey, it's the 40th anniversary at the time of Van Halen 1
Mm.
in 2018. I'd like to do a show at a theater where I have some of the local legends, some of the guys who played there's one guy we had in the band who guested with the Allman Brother Band a few times, and people who were established. But hey, we're professionals, some Berkeley professors playing the music as accurately as we can. That was the first incarnation. And I did that 2, 3 gigs where I had these kind of hired guns, Berkeley professor guys. And then I kind of got the lineup going, and it's been through a few changes. And the one we have now is the best we've had because we can cover the Sammy Hagar era too, and we can kind of give every fan a little bit of what they like, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Hey, Dan, kind of tell us, yeah, you were telling us, before we got on live here, talk about how you kind of entered and when you did and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so it's funny just in terms of when experience with Van Halen. I saw Van Halen in their 1986 tour with Sammy Hagar, had backstage passes. I was playing in a local band. Their guitar tech came in and saw us play and said, "Hey, you want to see the show?" And I chuckled because all of this was before Tyler was even born.
Right.
So yeah, no, I've been an area musician, singer, for many decades in this area, uh, doing lots of different projects. Some dance and top 40 gigs, and then where I think I really kind of cut my teeth sort of into this tribute scene was I was the frontman for a band called Killer Queen, which was a Queen tribute band, and I
Hmm.
didn't quite do all the Freddie antics, but we really tried to capture, much like Tyler's doing with this band, really capture the vocals, the
Sure.
sound. We did Bohemian Rhapsody. We didn't do tracks. It was all live. We really hammered out the vocals, and we ran that band for a number of years. And sadly, our guitar player had a cancer diagnosis and passed. And so as he got sick, we really couldn't continue that. And then I was doing some other things, and I did a little Beatles thing, uh, and and then I got a call from the current drummer of Cathedral who said, "Hey man, I saw you in the Queen show," and he said, "But we have kind of an opening in this Van Halen show, and frankly, I've never really sung a lot of Van Halen. I've certainly loved the music, and as a vocalist, I probably gravitated a little bit more to Hagar just because I think he's such a tremendous rock singer." And I said, "Well, what the heck? I'm going to come down and audition and see where this all goes." And I guess I had enough of what Tyler was looking for to make the team and make this lineup. And really, we've worked so hard over the last 6 or 7 months to kind of hone in the vocals, and we're still working on it. There's a lot to do. I think Van Halen gets a little bit of they're sort of not appreciated for as great of the vocals they had. I mean, Michael
Mm.
Anthony was a tremendous backing vocalist, and so to recreate some of those harmonies are tricky. So that's kind of how I got into this project, and we've had a blast the last 7 or 8 months that I've been doing it. A lot of work, a lot of learning, but Tyler's a ton of fun to play with, and certainly I often during my experience in the shows stand back and just watch what he can do,
Yeah.
and
Amazing stuff. Yeah.
in awe, just kind of
Yeah.
doing my thing, but watching him.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
Dan, you kind of touched on it. And I'm going to that was kind of the question I was fixing to come into. Do you guys just personally or on the stage either, do you prefer Van Halen or Van Hagar? Because we kind of had this talk last week of
Last week. Yeah. The discussion.
versus, and both amazing. I'm more the Van Halen with the showmanship. DC's more the Van Hagar because you have that. I mean, it's just solid kick butt musicians out there rocking. And we were kind of just talking about the differences in to both of them. Van Halen are amazing, but there is a distinct difference.
I'll just say from my perspective, I 100% agree with you. I think they were very different iterations of a phenomenal project, right? I think Roth, and particularly as a singer trying to pull off Roth, I'm not against people doing the dress up thing. I think it's phenomenal, and there's some great acts out there doing it, but it wasn't my thing. So I was trying to capture, some of that attitude, and which is very hard to do. Roth is very unique in his attitude. He's less of a singer and more of an attitude and a character, which is very difficult. So, but I love that. I mean, how can you not like some of that stuff? And as a frontman, he was just tremendous. That being said, as a pure vocalist, I very much enjoy singing Hagar. Every song, first of all, they're very hard. And they really challenge me, but just vocally, I love the tunes. He's very melodic. He and Eddie really wrote some great stuff together. And, I heard Hagar recently say he felt Eddie really developed as a songwriter during that era. And I can totally appreciate that. But I agree with you. I mean, those first couple of Van Halen albums, how can you not say they weren't just epic?
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of, and Tyler, I want to get your input on that too, but it's kind of like you said, and kind of what we boiled down to last week was, and I'm not saying Hagar didn't have the showmanship, because he does, but it's more of that's the kick butt rock, they're really pounding it, versus more of the Hollywood showmanship of David Lee Roth. So yeah. Tyler, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it changes regularly. I've been listening to this stuff. I got kind of like how I am about everything is I get obsessed with something. So, if you saw me middle school, high school, I would be there during lunch, like listening to the records, and I would be, stopping on the solos and the various parts. So I kind of wore out all the Roth stuff to the point where the B-side stuff, I got kind of like bored of listening to it. So then the Hagar stuff for me was very refreshing. And it'll get like that for me where it's like we just play so many shows that, there's certain periods of the year that I'm into one or the other. And I have to take a break because it's like I hear too much. And get that whole like fresh, because if you listen to any of this too much, it's like the magic wears off. Like I want that feeling to hit me of like, wow, this songwriting is what got me hooked on it in the first place. But how I view the whole band is I kind of, me as a guitar guy, before I was into vocals, when I was in my instrumental era, I was very only focused on the band. And I viewed it as 5150 through the Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge album, and even up to Different Kind of Truth. The rhythm section, aside from Michael Anthony on the last record, but the rhythm section progressed, I believe. And if you look at like 5150 or Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge, I think with Hagar, they were actually doing some more complex rhythmic mixed stuff in the background that they grew as a band. And I don't know if that would have been different if Roth stayed, or we don't really know. But I guess kind of similar to Dan, if I'm listening in the car and I just want to kind of like have like a good time, like probably the Hagar stuff is my go-to. It's a little bit more modern sounding. And but then there's other days, if I'm at the beach, of course I'm listening to like Dave stuff. But I'm fortunate. I've gotten the opportunity to play with Sammy. I played a few songs with him years ago when I was a teenager, and I did play for Roth, not with him, but I went to his at not SIR, the other one, and it's next to Dave Friedman's studio in LA. I went actually to pick up I was with Steve Vai's tech, who was with him for a while, Thomas Nordag, and I just he's like, oh, want to check out Dave's soundstage, and Dave was there, and I plugged into the rig, and I was playing some Van Halen stuff, and he was nice. He watched me, and so I met both of them, and they're both totally opposite ends of the spectrum, but I'm fortunate enough that they were both nice to me. There's definitely been a handful of celebrities of men who, that's not the case. And then like, hey, I don't listen to Jeff Beck anymore because of that. So, You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you a funny story really quick, because in '86, when I had those backstage passes, it's kind of funny because that was the time where they were still kind of like pointing to audience members and saying, "Hey, that girl, yeah, have her back, and that girl, let's have her back." And so I was with a couple of my bandmates and a couple of girls, and I went backstage and I was sitting on a trap case with the girl I was seeing, and my guitar player and a girl singer in our band were there, and I think my bass player was there. And like Michael Anthony and Sammy came over. They were like, "Woo! Hey, come on, girls, we're going in for a little party." They went into the back room. They brought my guitar player. Me and the bass player just sitting there on the trap case. No one paying attention. Michael Anthony happens to walk by, and he's still got the Jack Daniels bottle that he had on stage with a little bit of the Jack Daniels left in it. And he said, "Hey guys, what's up?" I went, "Well, I don't know. They, the girls are gone, and we're just sitting here." And he went, "Oh yeah, you probably won't see them again." And I said, "Hey man, any chance I could grab that bottle?" He goes, "Yeah." He gave me his Jack Daniels bottle, and I kind of kept that as a trophy in my apartment at the time for a few years. But yeah, I never met the rest of the band because they weren't so interested in me and the bass player.
Awesome.
It's all right though. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of what I'm hearing from both of you is, when you kind of started in with Van Halen, you just kind of jumped right in, and it just kind of become this kind of passion, with the band y'all put together. It's amazing, DC, when you jump into something like that, how it can become a passion.
Yeah.
I think right now,
keep feeding it. Just keep feeding it.
Right now would be a good time to jump into the video.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the most important question of the night. We'll jump into that after the video.
I hear you.
Might as well just jump since
we should just keep jumping. You might as well do it.
Right.
Yeah. We're just going to jump.
Yeah, let's do some listening here. All right. There we go.
All right. That's awesome, folks. You need to check them out.
Fantastic. What amazing talents.
And you know, Josh, that's going to let us jump right into the most important question tonight. Now,
it's always tough to hear that stuff, especially coming through just like a little computer, you know, there's no dynamic to it. So I cringe sometimes. I hear go, oh, I was a little flat there.
Man, there's so many hit songs they have.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Now, this is the most important question of the night. So what this does, every Friday, we do our post-show recap at the Waffle House. Because this is a high-price show here you're on, you know. So and whoever loses has to buy breakfast. So what we're going to do, we're just going to jump right in. DC says I always cheat, but we're going to give you 2 Van Halen songs, and you guys get to choose the song you prefer. Now, DC says I always cheat, and tonight you guys can see I have said there's nothing been said to cheat. We just jumped right into this event here. So I'm going to let DC tell you the songs because I don't want to influence anybody as we jump into this question.
All right. So obviously it's going to be Jump versus Panama.
Oh, who knew that was one of the songs?
So what do you think, Tyler?
I'm going to say Panama.
All right, there you go.
Tyler, it's nice having you on the show.
What about it, Dan?
I'm just going to go with the obvious. It's Jump. It's clearly Jump.
Dan.
All right.
There you go. See?
All right. So we're
even today.
You do. When you come to Nashville, DC will buy you a waffle.
All right, cool.
DC, here's the way the tiebreaker goes since it was tied.
You're always going to work the angle.
Dan has the last vote as the lead singer of the group, and have to be out front, you know, and kind of be out there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you know, so
but Tyler's the guitarist.
Well, no, we're not talking about guitars tonight. We're talking.
Okay.
Both of these are from Van Halen with David Lee Roth, so we're talking about the showmanship.
Okay. Always working the angle.
Angle here, man.
I know it. But guys, talk to us real quick about some of the venues you played. I noticed that was a very nice facility there. I mean, so I'm going to steal DH's question about that because it's a good one. Does it matter to you if you're playing the small group of people, or is it the same to you if it's a ton of people? Whatever the big the venue is.
For me personally, it doesn't matter. I guess the venue. I mean, we've all been there where we play a gig and it's a blizzard or something. Well, I guess more so on the East Coast, but we played a gig with a blizzard. No one shows up, and it's like you still give it your all.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, for a show that's this size, where you have to get real energetic and really perform it, I would say the stage size and the venue size, we try to target those theaters and casinos and places like that, because it's really playing it at a bar and like that. I know they started out that way, but it's really hard to get the theatrics right and the whole essence of it.
The show, yeah.
And I would say as a front man, probably no surprise. I agree that it really doesn't matter. And if it's a good gig, it's a good gig. If you're at a good venue and there's 120 people who are just up front and into the band, that's just as good or better than if you're playing to a big venue and everybody's sort of like, okay, whatever. But I think when you're playing in front of 800, 1,200, or one of the experiences we just had a couple months ago in front of like 2,300, it really amps up your game, and you can reach back and hit a note that maybe you didn't think you could hit because you just feed off that energy. And we try to be very energetic on stage and really work the room and work the sides and work the front and look to the back, everything. And I will say it's sometimes when it's a more subdued event or a facility that's maybe a little more subdued, it's a little harder to get that energy, even though as a professional, as a performer, you still bring it. It's just different.
Yeah.
But some of these theater shows that we've been doing, a lot of fun, because it's, at a bar, you're the entertainment at the bar. When someone's paying X amount of dollars to come see you at a show, at a venue,
right,
all eyes are on you.
Sure. Yeah, that's the focus. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, makes sense. Well, guys, before we get you out of here, we appreciate your time and everything. And let everybody know how to follow you guys and look for your shows and all that great stuff.
Yeah, if you go to vhtributeshow.com, uh, that will take you to our YouTube page, Instagram, Facebook, and I think let me just pull them up here. Yeah, Facebook and Instagram, the handles, if you will, the like the URL, um, are Cathedral EVH and for Instagram, and then for Facebook, Cathedral Tyler Morris. But if you go to www.vhtributeshow.com, you'll see all that stuff.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Gentlemen, we appreciate it. It's nice to meet you guys, and we hope to catch up with you again in the future. And the best to you guys, the whole band, and just tremendous, tremendous talent that y'all have. And we look. Hopefully, we'll get to meet you down the road somewhere in Nashville here.
Find us a venue in Nashville. And we'll do it.
You had me at Waffle House, so I mean,
There you go. There you go. Gentlemen, can you stick with us? And I wanted to finish by saying we hope that you have some great shows coming up and safe travels. And, their very best to you, and we appreciate you being on tonight. And, if y'all could hold there as we close out, that'd be great.
Thank you. A lot of fun. Thanks so much.
Okay. All right.
Now, DC, do you want to do the Memphis wrestling ending before our regular ending?
No.
Because, folks, it's that time. Referee Jerry Calhoun has turned his back. Out comes the chain.
Yeah, that's you.
Time for the
That's
match.
you. Yeah. The chain.
Yeah.
All right. Wrap
All
it up,
right.
my friend.
That's going to do it for another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I would like to thank Dan and Tyler for joining us tonight, guys. We appreciate you joining us. DC, we appreciate you actually doing something this week, which is a little more than normal.
I try.
Folks, as I end off, remember, you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, on our website, all D&D Dynamite 80s. Also on Canyon Star TV. We're a member of their family, D&D Dynamite 80s. Folks, as I always end off before I send it over to DC, remember, folks, always be kind because it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind to each other. DC?
Amen, my friend. Amen. All right, let's get those sponsors in real quick.
Let's do it,
D&D
man. Let's do
Dynamite
it.
80s would like to thank their sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More, Nesting Project of Smyrna, Tennessee, PJG Marketing, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at RileyRhodes.art on Instagram, and the Magic Yarn Project. You can find all these great folks online. Check out all our fine friends online. They are fantastic to us, for sure.
And folks, as we kind of lead out every week, just want to give a shout out to a couple organizations we are honored to be a part of, and asked if you're looking for someone to support or just positive thoughts, prayers, whatever you want to send. We have two organizations that we kind of partner with, the Magic Yarn Project, and what these folks do is volunteers across the nation. They hand knit head coverings, princesses, and superheroes and all children that are battling cancer, and provide those free of charge to those kids. So find it in your heart, support them. Then also, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, our friend the Vooch.
Yep.
Actor
Paul Karafotis.
Yes, and what they do is if you make a donation to that organization, they provide books for young children that may not be able to otherwise get those books.
Afford them.
And as educators, they both know how important literacy is at a young age. So if you find it in your heart to support those organizations, we would appreciate it. And DC, brother, it's another good show, and
absolutely
hard to believe we're moving through
Van Halen month. We did Elvis month. We've done Van Halen month, and now you led me right into it. We're going to do October will be a month where we have dedicated to the Beach Boys. So every guest during the month of October will be a tribute band of the Beach Boys. So that'll be some cool stuff. That'll
Well, I'm
be
gonna
some.
have to come up with some good surfing references now
Yeah,
for my
they, that's
wins.
right. That's right. That's right. So yeah, some fun stuff, and my friend Van Halen month was awesome. That's for sure.
Oh, it was. It was amazing, amazing, amazing.
And what a way to end it. We had these
Perfect.
guys
Yeah.
from Cathedral, and we appreciate y'all's time. And yeah, the best to you. So for DH, I am DC. Dan, Tyler from Cathedral, we appreciate y'all very much. And yeah, as DC always closes it out, keep playing that music, my friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, folks.
All right. Take care, guys. We appreciate you.